I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Hello everyone, so this is Kat and welcome back to the bookish side of me. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while. What's up? How are you? For this video, I'm going to share with you my TBR for the upcoming readathons that I'm going to participate in May, but I know that also I am not in the right headspace at the moment, but then I really don't have time to film this video, so I'm doing this right now. Let's do it. So I'm just gonna be chill. I'm just gonna be myself. I have here Mang with me to accompany me in this video. I also have a cup of coffee. So I've said this in my announcement video for ARMYdathon that there are a lot of like Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month inspired readathons that are coming in May. So I'm still participating in the two readathons that I participated last year, and then I'm gonna add ARMYdathon on the mix. So first off, let's start with ARMYdathon. So if you don't know what that freaking readathon yet is, it's a readathon that I am hosting in the month of May. It's BTS themed, so all the details, the explanation, and everything else, it's on the announcement video that if you haven't checked that out yet, it's on the description box and also on your screen right now. So go ahead, check that out. Alright, so since I've already explained it in that video, I'm just gonna go straight ahead to my TBR and just explain to you a little bit of things I know about these books. So the very first prompt for this readathon is called Borahae or Borahae, I don't know. But for this one, you have to read a book that has at least 50% of purple color on the cover. Alright, so the book that I chose for this prompt, I am like 99% sure that this is 50% purple. Like you can see the division of colors in this book, and that's the reason why I chose this. And this is The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Tan. If you can see this cover right now, the colors are divided into two parts. So this part is like reddish, pinkish, whatever, and then the latter half of it is like purple, pinkish, whatever. Almost 50% of this book is color purple. So if you chose this book also for this prompt, we're okay, we're good, we agreed on this, we're gonna roll with this book. So this book in particular, all I know is that this is a hard-hitting contemporary fiction and it has magical realism. So plot-wise, I know that the mother of the protagonist in the story is going to die by suicide, and she believes that her mother turned into a bird. And then she will go to Taiwan for the first time to meet her grandparents, and then she has to find her mother in a form of a bird. I also forgot to mention that all the books that I'm gonna mention here are by Asian American Pacific Islander authors. So anyway, the author of this book is Taiwanese. Alright, the next prompt for this readathon is called Soul, wherein you have to read a book that is set in your home country. So I am from the Philippines. I have never lived outside the Philippines before, although that's not a topic. I chose a book that is not just set in the Philippines, but it's also written in my native language, which is Tagalog. And this book is called Si Jin-sayeng at ang 77 Pusong by Edgar Calabia Samar. This is the third book in the Jin-sayeng series, which is one of my favorite Filipino written books last year. And I'm just so excited to get into the third book. Alright, so Jin-sayeng series is a YA fantasy that follows the story of Jin-sayeng, who is a gamer of this game called Tala. And then one night, while he was playing this game in particular, something very, very strange will happen. And that's where the story of the series will start. So the first two books that I've read from this series actually scared me. It gave me so much goosebumps. And I also love all the reference of the mythological creatures in the Philippines. So that's the main reason why I really love the series. And I hope that I will continue to do so in the third one. The next prompt for this readathon is called Epiphany. And for this one, you have to read a book that has the words me, myself, I, mine, my in the title, whatever it is, because we are celebrating and promoting self-love in Epiphany. So I love that song so much. So I chose a book that I've also been wanting to read for such a long time, and finally I have a physical copy. I got it this year and I'm reading it. No one's gonna stop me. And this is I Am Malala, the girl who stood up for education and was shot by the Taliban by Malala Yousafzai. I hope that I am pronouncing it right. So this one is a non-fiction. This narrates the story of the author as she was shot in the head when she was 15 years old, and she was known for being an advocate of education in Pakistan, especially for Pakistani girls. So I'm just so excited to be mind blown by Malala. I just would like to know the story, why she was shot, what happened after, and I'm just so ready to be inspired and be motivated and be, you know, encouraged by her story. So I am so excited to read this book, and this is Epiphany. Okay, so the fourth prompt for this readathon is called Shadow, and for this one, you have to read a book that will scare you. So any genres would actually do, but the go-tos are thrillers, mystery, horror, but you can read outside those genres. Just make sure that it will scare you. But for me, I'm gonna read a thriller book because I've been wanting to read a book from this author for such a long time. And this one is called Penance by Kanae Minato. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I hope that I am. Anyway, this book, as far as I know, is a thriller, and plot-wise, I don't know anything. The very vague detail that I know about this is that there's a group of friends and then one of them will die, and then they're going to uncover why she died and who is the mysterious stranger that they met. That's all I know about this book. I also chose this particular ethnicity for this genre because Japanese horror or thriller movies, they gave me nightmares when I was younger. Like, I cannot forget The Grudge. I'm not sure if that is Japanese, but I'm like 99% sure that's a Japanese movie. So I thought that this would be so much perfect for this prompt. Alright, so the next prompt is called Mama. And for this one, you have to read a book that has a motherhood story or about people who play the role of mothers. So for this one, I chose a book that I really think that is perfect for this prompt. And this is the third book of one of my favorite series in 2020. And this book is The Dragon of Jin-sayeng by K.S. Villoso. So this one, actually, I picked this up because this is the TRIHOES book club for the month of April, but our live show is gonna be on May 9th because we are included in the Caffeine book tours by Shut Up Shalea. So if you want to know the details about the live show and also the tour, I'm gonna put everything on the description box so you can go ahead and check that out. But this book, as I've said, is the third book in the series called The Chronicles of Bitch Queen by K.S. Villoso. So this book, I chose it for Mama because the protagonist in the story is Talien. She is like the queen of this kingdom called Jin-sayeng, and what I really loved about her representation is she's actually a mother and she just would like to protect her son from the very beginning. Like, she doesn't really care about the throne. All she really want to do is just to protect her son. I just love Talien's arc so much, and I just love the series so much. So I'm so excited. So anyway, I forgot to say this is adult fantasy and it's about kingdoms, you know, thrones. Also, I just want to say, if you don't have any books yet for this prompt, you can pick up the first book in the series, which is The Wolf of Armydathon, so you will know what I'm talking about. Okay, the next prompt for ARMYdathon is called Serendipity, and for this one, you just have to read a romance book. But also, I put a note in there, if you want to level up your experience, you can read a smutty romance and then play Serendipity by Jimin and you will get all the feels in the world. Like, that's one of the best feelings if you love smutty romance. But in my case, I am not really a smutty romance reader. I'm more like the contemporary YA romance, adult romance, not really that much. So for this prompt, I'm just gonna read a YA romance that has been on my TBR since forever. This book is When Dimple Met Rishi by Sandhya Menon. Oh my god, it's been ages since I've said I'm gonna read this book, but I haven't yet. I'm sorry. So with this book, all I know is that Dimple and Rishi are like in this arranged setup. Like, their parents would like them to marry because they are Indians. Like, they are the ideal partners for one another. So that's all I know about this book. I really don't know where the story is gonna go or what's gonna happen, but there are a lot of good reviews about it. And also, I know that there's a movie adaptation. I'm not sure, but I know that there is. I think it's on Netflix. So I just want to read this book so I can watch the movie, and also so I can continue with the rest of the books in this world, because I know that they're not really that connected, but I know that they are set in the same world. So alright, so next prompt is called Sweet Night, and for this one you have to read a book that has moon or star in the title or on the cover. And the book that I am gonna pick for this one is like, it's obviously for this prompt, it's meant for this one, and this is Gumiho Wicked Fox by Kat Cho. So the moon, as you can see, is just really so big at the background. So anyway, this book, I've been wanting to read this for one reason. I've watched My Girlfriend is a Gumiho, a K-drama back in I don't know how many years ago, and I really loved it. I love that K-drama so much. And then when I found out that this has like the same premise, like there's this girl who is a Gumiho, so I just decided to read this book. And also, I have a buddy reading with some of my bookish friends with this, so it's really perfect for this prompt. Okay, so last prompt for the ARMYdathon is called Begin. For this one, you have to read a debut novel by an Asian author. So the book should be the very first one that the author have ever released. So it doesn't matter if it's in 2005 or it's in 2021. As long as it's the first release, that's good. That's perfect. Alright, so for this one, I chose a book that is also a book club pick of the TRIHOES book club and my other book club, which is In Cosmic Dreams, for the month of May. It's called Brother's Keeper by Julie Lee. So this one, I don't have my physical copy with me yet, but I already ordered it. I hope that it will arrive on time. But this book, all I know about it is that this is a middle grade historical fiction. It is set in Korea. With the premise, I am not really sure about it, but I know that there is siblings in here and they're going to try to escape North Korea and go to South Korea, or vice versa. I am not really sure. A lot of my friends have recommended this book to me because they said it's a middle grade and it's historical fiction. So I'm like, okay, I'm in. I'm so excited for this book. Alright, so those are all my TBR for ARMYdathon, and I am just really so happy with the set of books that I have chosen. So right now, we're gonna move on to the last two readathons that I'm going to participate in. The first one is Asian Readathon hosted by Cindy of Read with Cindy. She actually has 5 prompts or challenges to accomplish. So since I already have like a set of lists for ARMYdathon, I'm just gonna pick out the same titles to fill up the challenges for Asian Readathon. So I'm just gonna repeat myself in here because I want to collaborate everything so that I don't have to read a lot of books in May. Alright, so let's move on to the 5 challenges. The first one is read a book by an Asian author, which is very simple. So for this one, I just chose The Dragon of Jin-sayeng by K.S. Villoso. K.S. Villoso, as I've said, is a Filipino, therefore she is Asian. That's it. Next, read a book featuring an Asian protagonist. So for this one, I will be choosing When Dimple Met Rishi by Sandhya Menon because we've already established that Dimple and Rishi, they are Indians. therefore they are Asians. Okay, third challenge is to read a book by an Asian author in your favorite genre. So I have a lot of favorite genres. Just thinking about it, one of my top favorite genres slash trope is hard-hitting contemporary with magical realism. For that one, I'm just gonna read The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X. Arpan. Hard-hitting contemporary, magical realism, check. So I'm just gonna read this for that prompt. Next is read a non-fiction by an Asian author. So you already know that I have a non-fiction on this list. So this is I Am Malala by Malala Yousafzai. So this is the one that I'm gonna read. And then the last challenge from Cindy is read a book by an Asian author that is not US centric. So what she means by this is just read a book that is not centered or probably not set in the US. And for that one, I just chose Brother's Keeper by Julie Lee because I am 100% sure that this is not set in the US. This is in Korea, in North and South Korea to be exact. Alright, so those are all the challenges, the prompts, and the books that I'm gonna read for Asian Readathon hosted by Read with Cindy. And then for Stan Asian authors, so there is actually a set of prompts or challenges that Kath and Eunice have released. I'm just gonna put it on the screen right now. And there's like multiple prompts in here, and I'm just gonna be honest, I cannot accomplish everything. Although they're not really strict about this, they said that this is very optional. You can just read whatever book you want as long as it is by Asian authors. So probably that's what just I'm gonna do for the whole month of May. I'm just gonna read books by Asian authors and that's it. So I'm not really gonna follow all these prompts or challenges because the 2 readathons that I'm participating in, it's already a lot and I just don't want to pressure myself so much. So I'm just gonna read books by Asian authors and then I'm gonna go with it. But these prompts and challenges are great if you have time. If you're interested, go ahead, follow Eunice and Kath. I'm gonna put their links on the description box so that you would know all the details that you have to know for this readathon. So those are all the books that I'm planning to read for the month of May, and hopefully I can accomplish everything. I could definitely say that those are tentative. They might change in the future. I might modify some. I might be in a reading slump. I might be in a content creating slump. I don't know what's gonna happen in May, but one thing is for sure, whatever happens in May, I'm just really so happy and I'm so grateful that I was able to launch this readathon. Like, you guys are amazing, and I just can't believe the amount of response that I received when I launched this readathon. At first, I actually thought that no one's gonna join because I don't know a lot of armies, and also because I'm a baby army myself, so I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. But then the amount of response and the amount of participants, like every single day, the socials of ARMYdathon have been growing, and a lot of you guys are already posting your TBRs, and I'm just really so happy. I was so overwhelmed. So either you are participating or not, the fact that you're helping me to boost this readathon, like liking, sharing, retweeting, posting it on your socials, liking this video, watching my videos, those things just mean a lot to me, and I'm just really so grateful to everyone. Thank you so much. And whether you read 1 book or 10 books in May, I just really hope that you will enjoy and will have some fun, because that's the goal. But by the way, before I forgot, BTS is releasing a new song on May 21st. It's my first time to experience a BTS comeback, and I'm just really so excited about it. Let's talk about it in another video. But again, thank you so much for letting me do this and for encouraging me to do this. I owe you guys a lot. I love you so much. And I hope that you are safe, you're healthy, you're happy wherever you are. And you just have to remember, the world is yours for the reading. Bye, and see you on the next one. Bye! Bye, Mang!